Hello, I'm Hannah from Hannah Books and Beauty and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do my January wrap up. I didn't manage to read everything that I wanted to read in January. I'll link the TBR down below. I didn't manage to read not even half of that TBR, so that's just going to roll on to February, and hopefully in February I can read all of them. I also deviated away from that TBR quite dramatically with a lot of these books. And I was doing a readathon, which was the Underhypes readathon, which is a fantastic readathon, but I completely failed. I had other things on and I finished college at the same time, so it was a fail basically. I read 6 books. I'm going to do mini reviews, and if you want longer reviews then just link it down below. Also, I'm sorry I haven't made a video in a week and a bit. I just had other things on. And so yeah, sorry, that is why this is coming out late as well. Also, I'm going to do, where is it? My TBR jar. Do you remember I did this ages ago? And there were so much positive comments that were like, this is a really good idea. This really brightens up the video. So I'm going to do this at the end of the video. So first up, I read, this is in no particular order, but first up I read A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. It's a very famous book. It's about a young boy whose mum's got something wrong with her. This isn't a spoiler, so I might as well just tell you. His mum's ill and an actual monster visits him at night and tells him a different story, and he doesn't quite make sense of these stories, and then at the end it all makes sense. They have a beautiful illustrated version of this, which everyone loves, but this is the actual story out of the illustrated version. Now, this isn't Patrick Ness's actual story. This is written by someone called Siobhan Dowd. Now, Siobhan died of cancer, and so she couldn't finish the book. She created the characters, and I loved the characters. She created the overall premise. I thought the premise was beautiful. It's so heartbreakingly good. And she also did the beginning of the book. And I thought the beginning of the book was set up fantastically. But I found Patrick Ness's writing very simplistic in this. And everything was he said, and then she said, and then he said. There's so many other words you can use than the word said. Now, I understand this is a children's book, but I just found you can't read this as an adult. And I think a good child's book you should be able to read as an adult. And I actually think the concept is better than Patrick Ness's writing. So it's such a shame that Siobhan didn't get to finish this book, because I think it would have been a completely different book. Next up, I read Stephen King's Carrie. So basically this is about a girl called Carrie White. She gets mercilessly bullied and then she gets humiliated at prom, and it's just too much. And she has telekinetic powers and she uses them to wreak revenge on prom night on people that have humiliated her. Such a good book, and it's told in first person through Carrie, through Susan Snell, who's a girl in her class, and through a girl called Chris, who bullies her, and that's really interesting. But while you're reading that, you're also reading case studies by professionals talking about Carrie White case. So you know the prom's been, you know people have died, and they're saying, well, in the Carrie White case, this is what we think happened while the story's still going on. I didn't get that bit. I didn't enjoy that bit. I don't like too many different sides of the same story. Stephen King is a genius with characters. Her mum in this is a religious nut, and she's so fearful, and her mum's frightened of the world, but then Carrie's also frightened of her mum, and it's such a good character structure between the two of them. It's fantastic. So I would say definitely worth a read. You should definitely read this book, but it is a story within a story, so that caught me off guard. Be aware of that. But for some really fantastic characters in this, like in Misery, he's got a character called Annie who is just incredible. Carrie's mum is an incredible character that you have to read. You just have to. I then got 2 books here which I've already spoken about on this channel, so I'm not going to go over them too much. This is Alice Walker's Revolutionary Petunias. You might know Alice Walker from The Colour Purple. She is one of my, or maybe my, favourite author of all time. This is her poetry collection. She's got loads of poetry collections. This is just one of them. It's absolutely superb. It's stunning. It will make you cry as well. I've already spoken about it, so I'll link that video down below. In that same video I speak about Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar. This is sort of loosely based on Sylvia's life. No one really knows how accurate it is to her life. So I speak about it more and go more in depth about this book and the other one in the video, which I'll link down below. Next up, I read a very controversial book. This is Mary Shelley. She wrote Frankenstein, and she also wrote this book, which is called Mathilda. I said Mathilda in another video. It's not Mathilda, it's Mathilda. It's about a young girl who grows up without a mum and a dad. Her mum dies during childbirth and her dad leaves because he can't bear to see her. And then her dad comes back when she's 16 and he falls in love with her in like a sexual way. Proper, like boyfriend and girlfriend fall in love. It's a novella. It's not this big. This is loads of other little stories. I've only read Mathilda, which is like the title one. It's written by Mathilda, but Mathilda is an old dying woman. And she's talking to a very close friend and she's saying, before I die, I want to tell you something that I've never told anyone. It's my one last tale. Mary Shelley's writing, something about it that gets me. I cried. There's a fantastic, phenomenal scene where they go up to a hillside and she says, I don't want to be alone. Okay, so if you want to date me, you can date me. I know you're my dad, but I don't want to be alone. Please, let's just get together. And he just is in disgust. And he says no, and the writing, oh dear Lord. Mary Shelley can write. I love it. It's quite controversial, but I will say nothing happens between them, but it is very good. And then last but not least, I got this book sent for me from the publishers. This is Brood by Novak. This is out now. And it's basically one of the weirdest books I've probably ever read in my life. Very controversial. It's about a load of people who have tried loads of different fertility treatments. They can't get pregnant. This new fertility treatment comes on the market. It's set in present day as well. And all these people become pregnant. It's like a miracle. It's a fantastic thing. 12 years later, those parents start killing themselves. And the children are superhuman. So they can run up walls. They never age. All this weird stuff. And so people are starting to realise this. Scientists are very scared. Everyone is scared. These children are freaks. And we've got two children in particular, Alice and Adam, whose parents have just killed themselves and their aunt is looking after them. So she takes control of them. That's one storyline. Another storyline is that a load of scientists are trying to kidnap these children to find out what is in their blood and if they can give that to humans. Another storyline is that a load of these children have run away from their homes, these like freak children, and are living feral in New York City. So there's 3 different stories to keep up with, and I found that quite like book within a book thing, quite difficult. One thing I will say, it's very sexually violent because men start taking these people's blood to have sex with women for longer, and then they end up killing those women by having sex. Like, oh god, it sounds as horrendous as it is. It's too much. I found that was quite exploitive and it didn't really need to be in there. But overall, it was quite good. Overall, like, I wanted to know what happened. I couldn't put it down. I was just like, I need to know. So that's obviously a good sign. So maybe if you like horror films, then you'll definitely like this kind of book. And that's it. That's all that I read. I'm quite happy with what I read. I wish I would have read a little bit more children's fiction because I struggle with children's books. I find them quite repetitive. So can you leave down below any children's books that you think I would like? Also, I'm going to do now my TBR jar. So for February, my TBR is going to be all the books that I didn't read in January. I'll link down my January TBR so you can see what they are. I haven't done this in so long. Okay. Whatever it is, I'm going to have to read it. A Christmas Carol, no joke. And here is my copy of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. My copy is by the Classic Library and it's an unabridged version. Also, can I just point out, what the hell is that? Like, I don't even know what that is. I've drawn a picture and I don't even know what it is. That's the beauty of the TBR jar. Many hideous pictures in it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave down below or link your videos as well, please. Of all your January TBRs and then what you did manage to read, because I find those interesting to see what people wanted to read and then what they did read. And I'll see you all very soon for another video. Also, thank you so much for subscribing. There's like 700 of you now. Was not expecting that. I've been 1 year on BookTube, like today I think it is, and I've got 60 videos, so that's just over like a video a week. And I've got 700 subscribers in my first year, which I genuinely didn't think anyone would watch my videos. So thank you so much for that, and I will see you very soon. Bye!